Alright guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Our SD card filled up. So Sean, we were talking about the outlaw carts and sprint carts. You won a few races at the Red Bluff Outlaws this year. How hard was it to get reacquainted with the outlaw cart after you've been racing sprint cars all year?
Yeah, like for the longest time, like I used to always say the outlaw carts were kind of like riding a bike, and I never lost a feel for it. But as the years have gone on, the more I race the sprint car, and the less I do get to race in the outlaw carts, like it has gotten harder. And I think I'm getting older too, because going from the comfy confines of the suspension sprint cars to an outlaw cart that has no suspension, like it's hard on my body, man. It's no fun to try to run wide open here at Cycleland, and man, bouncing around on the cushion like that, like it gets rough on you. So it is hard, but yeah, to get 2 wins at Red Bluff this year was very surprising, because man, the competition has gotten so good. And for the longest time, like I would kind of, every time I'd get to Red Bluff, I can kind of run top 5, maybe top 10, like just kind of bounce around in that range. But all of a sudden we put 3 really good races together, got 2 wins and a 2nd place in 3 races. So yeah, I guess I still have it in me.
You're one of the best sprint car drivers to come out of the go-karts, so obviously a lot of outlaw kart kids look up to you. Is it important to you to be a positive role model for those outlaw kart kids?
Sure. I appreciate you saying that though, because I never really feel like a role model, but I truly do try to do my best just to kind of lead by example, mainly because I'm not a very talkative person. Like I hope people feel that I am still approachable and they can come up and talk to me about anything, because anybody can, but I usually kind of keep to myself and don't really say too much. But yeah, like I do feel a sense of pride in the way I carry myself, like on and off a racetrack, and like I hope some like younger kids, I hope my kids look at that and see it for what it is, and hopefully try to follow in those same footsteps. But yeah, I just try to be the best guy I can be.
Me and you were talking just there about sprint cars and outlaw carts. Have you driven any other types of cars?
So yeah, the first year I started racing out at Silver Dollar, I raced in the IMCA Modifieds. So I did that for a year and a half. The second year I was doing it, my brother and my sister, we all had 3 IMCA Modifieds together, and I was battling for the lead with Randy McDaniels and tried to go for a last lap pass and stuffed her in the wall. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, we got a lot on our plate right now, like we don't need to rush to get the frame back together. So kind of took the rest of that year off, and then it was the next year that we got into sprint car racing.
Sean, obviously you've been a lot of tracks around California, but out of all those, which one was your favorite?
I don't know, like Chico's my home track, so I'll always have to say Chico, but I love going to Placerville every time. The track's always racy, got a tough cushion to deal with up top and a real narrow bottom, and super slick in the middle, so that's always fun. And then Petaluma, it seems like the first time I ever was in a sprint car there was in 05, and we raced a Golden State Challenge race, and we won. It was the first time I had been there in a sprint car, so it seemed like for whatever reason that place just kind of fits my driving style. So I love going to those 3 places, so they'd have to be my favorite, I guess.
What's your favorite paint scheme that you've had in all your sprint car racing and outlaw car racing?
I think you have the shirt of that, the 23.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah,
your first sprint car shirt.
I love that car. Like my colors have always been kind of purple and green. So whenever we raced in the outlaw carts, that was my colors. And then we got into the sprint cars, and yeah, the big bright 23, the green 23 with the black and purple car. I love that car. And then it seemed like ever since then I've been driving for other car owners, so I'm kind of stuck with whatever paint scheme they got. But yeah, the black and purple 23, that's my favorite.
Do you have any household pets?
We got a couple of little wiener dogs, like Homer and Clementine. They're fun. They're getting old though, so they're getting a little slow.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
So John, obviously at Silver Dollar, the crowd goes crazy every time they announce your name. So why do you think fans like you? Do you think they like you because you're a clean race car driver or a nice person or another reason?
I have no idea, Drake. I honestly don't. Like, it surprises me that anybody comes over after the races and wants an autograph card. Like, it surprises the heck out of me because, like, I don't know. Like, what do you like about racing? Like, when you want to pick a driver, like, who do you pick for? Do you like kind of like the wild, like Jack Onchild and Tim Katie, and they always like let it hang out, like either win it or wear it, and that was the style I liked. Did you like that style?
Yeah, I like that kind of style and a clean race car driver who doesn't stuff someone in the fence to
Yeah,
get away.
no doubt, and I always appreciated that too. Like, I always wanted to pick the driver that I liked. I wanted to meet them in the pits and see what kind of person they were. But as far as like driving style, like I always loved watching Jack Onchild, Tim Katie, and Andy Forsberg. Like, he was nicknamed Mr. Excitement for a reason because they were fun to watch. They're either going to win or they're going to wreck, and like that's exciting. And that has nothing to do with me. Like, I'm not even close to that style of person, and yet so it surprises me because I don't have that style that I do, I guess, have fans, you could say, people that come to the races to watch me race. And like, it's surprising, like, because I think I had an interview with the newspaper or Channel 12 News or something. I just said, like, I'm not a sexy person at all, so I don't understand why people would root for me, but they do, and I'm so flattered, and I couldn't appreciate it more.
Well, we're going to have to take a quick break because the people in the background are dying of laughter. And we're back. So, when you're not racing or when you're not working, what is your favorite hobby?
I love playing sports, so I'm like on a basketball rec league. I love golfing on the weekends, even though I never get to do it because we're always racing somewhere, and then Sundays we're exhausted and we're too tired to do anything. But I love playing sports, and great hobby is just doing nothing. I love just sitting on the couch watching TV doing nothing, so that's about it.
What's your day job?
So I work for a civil engineering company. I went to school right out of high school. I went to ITT Tech and learned a trade in computer drafting. So I do all the computer drafting work and all the civil plans, and like for grading and utility and everything. I just make all those plans, put it on the computer, and then submit it to the city. So
What's the type of car that you haven't got to drive but that you want to?
I don't know, like those limited late models, I love the look of those. Like, they just look cool. They look super fast. Like, I don't know, I like to get in one of those just to see what it feels like. I have to talk to your dad about that.
Yeah, my dad used to run that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
was it in the 90s or 2000s where he ran a certain division for every...
Yeah, he came all the way up through in the 90s, and his first sprint car championship was in 2000.
That was pretty cool. No, that was cool. I remember being at the racetrack, and like he did double duty just so he can race in, maybe it was a modified at that point, an IMCA modified.
Wow.
Like, he had raced in every division or whatever for however many years, but he hadn't raced in one, so one race he came out and jumped in a modified, I think.
Well, I've never heard that story.
I think so. So yeah, we're gonna have to talk to your dad about that though. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, my mom hasn't told me that story because she says she can't even remember what happened yesterday. Sorry, Mom. And Sean, you've been to pretty much almost every track there is out here in California. But what's a track that you haven't got to race at that you want to?
Well, everybody tells me I need to get to Cottage Grove. Like, everybody says that when they race there, that's the favorite track they go to. So like, I would love to venture out there. Obviously, like, for a long time you had like the big tracks like Eldora and Knoxville, like kind of on your bucket list or whatever, but I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little too old and it's not that important to me anymore. But yeah, I don't know, I just always like going to a racy track, like a place that produces two lines of racing where you get side-by-side action going. Like, I just love going to that, and I hear Cottage Grove produces that, so I'd love to give that a try sometime.
Your daughter Allison's now racing. We talked to her earlier. She's been racing for a year now. Do you get kind of nervous when she's racing here or at Red Bluff and you're not there?
Definitely when I'm not there. Like, I know I got my dad taking care of everything, and like obviously he took great care of me and my brother and my sister growing up, so I know she's in good hands. But yeah, it's heartbreaking knowing that she's out there having fun, like learning as much as she can out there, and I'm not there to participate. But luckily we're here today. We get to have some fun with family and yeah, have a good time.
And Travis, now the terrible twos he is. By the way, you need to teach him how to give me hugs. I go up, say hi, Travis.
I heard he did it the last time.
Yeah, he did do it the last time.
Right. So he's getting better. He's
getting better. That's the good
Alright.
news. Do you think Travis will want to race one day?
I definitely think he will. Like, he is all about vroom vrooms. He's racing around the table, like all kinds of cars. Like, he's always seems to have a race car in his hand, and he's telling me, "Hey, you're in the wrong room. I'm racing over here. Come follow me." So yeah, I definitely think he wants to. Like, it took Allison a long time. Took her until she was 8, and then my dad took her out to Heart Attack Racing when she was like, you were old enough. You had to be 8 years old and 48 inches or something like that. And when she finally hit that criteria, my dad just said, "Oh, I'm taking her out." And because before you got in trouble,
I know.
aren't you supposed to turn those off?
Maybe, just maybe. We had Jonathan Aller do that once. Dad did it one time too with Randy Frank. I guess I was the next victim. I'm sorry, continue.
No. So, no, I was just thinking that he definitely wants to do it. It took Allison a long time just because, like, she enjoys watching, but the moment that she actually got into that Heart Attack go-kart and went around the racetrack and realized how much fun it was, she's like, "Oh, I think I can race now." So now she's full throttle, ready to go.
So, Lisa has a weekend job. Can you tell us about that, and does it affect you at all?
A weekend job, like scoring at the races?
Yeah, like that.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly
Apparently it does, because it's funny, because last year, like, she started scoring and everything, and I only seemed to win when she wasn't there. So we kept giving her crap, saying, "Hey, you got to stay away from the races so I can win more." Well, then this year is not the case. Like, actually, there's a couple races where she wasn't scoring and she was hanging out with us in the pits, and we won those races. So we think she's good luck, we think she's bad luck, we don't know. We like having her around. But no, when it comes to scorekeeping, she's the best there is. So we're happy that she can do that.
My phone. Jeez, my phone.
You're blowing up, dude.
I'm blowing up.
Popular.
We haven't even said anything that you were going to be on the show, and we're blowing up already.
It ain't because of me, buddy. I told you I'm not sexy.
We gotta have to take another break because the people are dying back there from laughter. So, Sean, you have a really nice family. Let me say you that. When we had Daniel on the show, we tried to get your family to throw some dirt on him, your mom and your dad, and Jamie, and they wouldn't say anything.
See, I'm surprised, because I can tell you a lot of dirt on Daniel. Like, speaking of racing, we used to race Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart,
Yeah.
on Super Nintendo. Yeah, don't play that with Daniel, because he'll start chucking remotes at you. Like, he threw a chair at me, like, over my head. Like, I had to run out of the room because, like, he doesn't like to lose. So, no, yeah, you just ask the wrong people. Like, come to me, I'll tell you dirt. There's always dirt on everybody.
If you would talk to my brother, he'd give you like a day's worth of dirt.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And especially brothers. Brother and brother, they get competitive. Like, they start playing. Yeah, there's tons of dirt we can spill on each other.
Well, that's gonna wrap up our show today. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Drake. It's fun.
Today's show has been presented by Motorwear International and Bill McAnally Racing.